Hi, I'm Cherie with Technomadia.com and RVMobileInternet.com. And a couple videos ago, we talked to you about using mobile hotspot or tethering off of a smartphone to get your computers online. And that's great if you have a plan with the carriers that has a capped amount of data. Most all of them include mobile hotspot use. However, if you have one of the unlimited smartphone data plans with the carriers, oftentimes they have some pretty severe restrictions on mobile hotspot use. For instance, on AT&T unlimited data plans, which are available to DirecTV customers, those plans include absolutely no mobile hotspot use. T-Mobile plans, they include it, but it might be slowed down. And Sprint plans, unlimited plans, only include 5 gigabytes of mobile hotspot use. Verizon smartphone plans, if you can get a hold of one of them, have no restrictions. But what that means is you can use as much data as you want on your smartphone. Or in this case, on my iPad, I have a grandfathered AT&T unlimited data plan that does not include mobile hotspot use. So I can watch Netflix all I want, YouTube, Hulu, any of the apps that support it, that support streaming, as much as I want on device. But I can't share the data from the smartphone or the iPad to share with my laptops or any of those other things. So if I want to watch Netflix on a larger screen than my iPad screen, or if you're watching it on a smartphone screen, there are things like Chromecast and Roku, but you can't connect to those via Wi-Fi because that's considered mobile hotspot use. But you can watch it on a larger screen with it not being considered tethering data. And that's with using an adapter like this. This is the Lightning to HDMI adapter from Apple for Apple products. And many Android phones also have a similar adapter. And what this does is it takes the display from the device and just brings it to the television screen. There's no data involved going through this, so it's considered still on device. So the carriers don't restrict this. Now some apps might, but most don't. All you do is take an HDMI cable that you have out of your television, you plug it into the adapter, and then you take the end that goes into your device and you plug it in. And here's and we're watching The Crown right now on Netflix. I can click play, and now it's reflected up to the larger TV screen. And that's why I'm in bed broadcasting this, because our only television is in the bedroom. We have a projector up in the front, but that's harder to get on video. So there we go. We're watching Netflix off of our unlimited data plan, not using mobile hotspot data.
Now, one of the questions we get asked is, well, why can't I just use Apple's AirPlay or Chromecast to send the video from my iPad or from my phone wirelessly to an Apple TV or to a Chromecast device, and just do this instead of over an HDMI cable, do this part of it over Wi-Fi? It solves the problem of having a cable coming into your living room and all that extra frustration. The catch with doing it that way is, well, there's two problems. One, to do AirPlay or Chromecast, you usually have to be on the same Wi-Fi network as your TV is. And, well, if you're on a Wi-Fi network, you're no longer streaming over cellular. Your iPad will try to stream over the Wi-Fi instead. Well, that kind of defeats the whole purpose. And two, even if you get around that, and there are ways to get around that, you are still, when you do something with AirPlay and you, say, stream from HBO or Netflix to an Apple TV, you're just basically handing a pointer to the Netflix app on the Apple TV, and it actually downloads the show over Wi-Fi, not over your cellular connection. So most shows, most things that have apps or equivalents on the Chromecast or on the Apple TV will end up coming down over the Wi-Fi, not over the cellular, burning through your tethering data. Now, the one other thing that is important to know is not every device will support HDMI output. A lot of Android phones do, and they call it Mobile High Definition Link, MHL. You can find MHL cables and adapters, but not all of them do, because they have to pay for licensing and rights and the chips inside the phone to do that. So even some of the new high-end devices, like the Google Pixel phones, do not have HDMI support, and you'll be kind of cut off there. A lot of others do, so look for that compatibility. On the Apple front, so far, all iPhones and iPads do support HDMI out if you have the right adapter. And the other bit of compatibility is software. So the HDMI port is under the control of the apps on the phone or the iPad or the tablet of whatever sort you have. And if the app is written to block the output, there's nothing you can do to get around that. So certain apps, like the NFL mobile app, blocks streaming football games from your small screen to a big screen. Most other apps have kind of embraced that HDMI output and work just fine, but you got to watch out for a few that have blocks in place.
So there you go. That's one of our tips for getting TV entertainment on the road, just kind of like you would have back at home. We have an entire article at rvmobileinternet.com/TV where you can get a bunch more of our information on streaming movies and TV and even downloading things in advance. A lot has changed in the last couple of years, making this a lot easier for us, those that are mobile on the road. So we hope you'll come over and join us, and we'll see you next time.